That afternoon, I have a meeting at a safe house that we shared with the Pakistani intelligence service. We interrogated a prisoner. And I get up to leave, and I don't know what possessed me to stop. And I turned and I said, General Muhammad, are you following me? And he says, no, why? I said, because I'm under surveillance. I'm 100% sure that I'm under surveillance, and I'm going to kill the guy this afternoon. And he's like, no, it's not us. I never saw him again. So weeks later, we heard that a bunch of them were sitting around the table, and one of them said, the new guy, Kiriakou, he's a nice guy. And everybody's like, yeah, he's a very nice guy. And then one of them said, you know what? Nobody's that nice. He's probably being nice just to trick us into a sense of complacency. We don't know what he's doing when he's not here. He's probably spying on us. I wasn't. But they put the worst surveillance officer in the entire Pakistani intelligence service on me. So instead of 2 blocks back, he's right there in my blind spot. And it was only because I stopped before I got to the door that afternoon and asked General Muhammad if they were following me. That's the only reason that guy's not in the ground today. I was going to kill him that afternoon.
Were you?
Oh, yes, I.
Kyle gets roofied and robbed the first night on tour.
How do you know you got roofied, Kyle?
I woke up in an ambulance 50 minutes away from the hotel at 9:30 in the morning. My chain was gone, my camera was gone, and they spent $3,000 on my debit card.
Yeah, he couldn't remember, and they had to carry him through the lobby and everything. He was fucked up, dude. It was pretty funny.
That checks out.
Night 1, dude. It was we got back to the hotel at probably 4 a.m. or something like that, and we were like, hold on, Kyle wasn't with us. I checked the location on my phone. He's still at the bar. We thought he had left earlier. So I'm texting with him. I'm like, yo, do you want Jackson and I to come? You know Jackson McQueen.
Oh, yeah.
He's so funny.
He's hilarious.
I was like, do you want Jackson and I we'll come back and get you right now? And he goes, no, it's all good. I'm heading back to the hotel right now. I was like, are you sure? He goes, yeah, I'm heading back to the hotel. Go to sleep. I wake up at 9:30 in the morning. My phone's ringing off the hook. And I'm like, fucking what? They're like, yeah, Kyle's in the back of an ambulance right now. It's like, no fucking way.
Could you communicate with him, Kyle?
No, I could barely open one of my eyes. And I knew I got beaten up by strippers. I remember that. That's all I remember.
Do you have a grill in right now?
Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting.
Bro, we're sitting in the van day 1 after his recovery. And it's all quiet. And we're trying to ask him little things about it. We're trying to give him some space. And he just goes, I think those strippers were mean to me. It was so somber. We're like, what? He goes, yeah, I think they pushed me down.
Really? More than the blacks and the Latinos?
The blacks and the Latinos were always at each other's throats. And they had, for example, it was Crips and Bloods. And there was this uneasy peace between them just because it's not worth upsetting the apple cart. And everybody goes to solitary and then gets spread out all over the country. For the Latinos, it was far more complicated because it was borrachos, norteños, Latin kings, MS-13, Mexican mafia, and then the individual cartels. So overall, there's one gigantic Hispanic prison gang called Pisces. And then within Pisces are all the different divisions.
Gosh.
Yeah, and the Pisces, if you were Hispanic, you were automatically in Pisces whether you liked it or not. And you had to work out every single day.
Oh, that's pretty good.
For the coming race war with the blacks. Right. And the whites are like, we have nothing to do with this.
Yeah. I would just want to do it just to get in shape. But
Yeah. Yeah.
Sometimes you need motivation.
We had Aryan Brotherhood.
What's that? What are they doing? What are they up to?
You know, Aryan Brotherhood of Texas is far more violent than Aryan Brotherhood. And they're not, it says there right there, they're not connected. I never met anybody from the Aryan Brotherhood of Texas. Aryan Brotherhood at a low security. You remember when she was running as a Democrat, every time she would inch up in the polls, the DNC would change the rules for participating in the next debate. So they would do it just 1 or 2 percentage points out of her reach every single time because they were threatened by her message. She just wouldn't get with their program.
She's always seemed very, like she has her own.
Oh, she was definitely independent.
Independent. That's what it
Definitely.
is. She's always seemed very independent. Well, they did the same thing with Bernie Sanders. It was
They did exactly the same thing with Bernie Sanders.
So I guess what my question would be like, you know, and I don't know, I can't remember if I asked Bernie this or not, but why would you stay in a party that you know at a certain point is not, that's cheating you?
Yes. And you know, the Democrats did something in after the 1972 election, which I think people don't pay anywhere near enough attention to. Nobody at the DNC wanted George McGovern to be the 1972 nominee. He was the most popular at the time, especially among young people, but he was the weakest nationwide, and he ended up losing 49 states. But you know, it's a party of the people, right? If the people want George McGovern as the nominee, then George McGovern should be the nominee.
And they didn't let him become the nominee?
No, they let him become the nominee, and then as soon as he lost the race, they instituted this thing called Super.
That was arguably my first like mentor in comedy. He I think I'd maybe just turned 16. He was coming to Youngstown, Ohio, and he was playing a theater up there. No, I'm sorry, it was Cleveland. He was doing hilarities up there. And this was like when Twitter, like you could reach anybody on Twitter. Everybody was so accessible. So I like tweeted at him. I was like, hey, I'm this kid in Ohio and I'm doing comedy now. Can I open for you at Hilarity? And he was like, yeah, you know what? Fuck it, come on down.
What?
But my mom ruined it. Because she had no experience in this whatsoever. I mean, to her, this is just a grown man inviting her son up to Cleveland.
Right, this is like pedophilia or whatever.
Yeah, she had no idea. I mean, I had been doing comedy
Or humorous pedophilia.
humorous pedophilia. Maybe 5 months I've been doing stand-up, so I didn't know anything either. So she's asking, like, where do I park? Do we need to buy tickets? What time do we need to be there? Where do we need to go? Do I need to talk to anybody? I ended up asking him so many questions on behalf of my mom. He was like, hey, man, it's actually not going to work out. So he canceled on me. And then maybe 6 months later, he was doing Youngstown, and he let me come up and do that. That was like my first theater show, paid me $100 for it. It was nice.
What did you hold that against your mom?
Oh, I'm like, I was devastated because to me, I was like, this is going to be my big break. You know what I mean? I'm going to be this famous comedian after doing one guest spot in Cleveland.
Oh, but that's all it takes, dude. You get 3 minutes of a video, somebody bringing you up with you get to bring Ralphie up, anything.
Like a kid can come in. You're just not cursing. You can get away with a lot more when you don't curse. Mm-hmm. Cursing is just kind of like, that's just what I've found. But it's just
what do you mean by that?
You
can get away with a lot more.
I think you can say a lot of things and talk about a lot of stuff. And I think if you don't curse, it's
I need to hear this.
It's like the cursing is what I think, like, it's just, that's what when people hear that, either they check out or they're like, he's dirty or he's this or he's that. And so if you're in control of it, just be in control of it. It's not saying you don't have to curse, but it's where is it and when is it?
Yeah.
Where it's a lot of, I think the younger comedians now, it's, you know, they start on the internet, then they go to Netflix. Like no one's like, there's no boundaries. Where like we did Live at Gotham, I think the same year, right around. And when you did that on Comedy Central, you couldn't say whatever you wanted to say.
We kept the Israelis at arm's length, like seriously so. The very first liaison intelligence briefing I ever gave was to the Israelis. I had been only on the job 6 weeks, and my boss said, listen, you're going to give a liaison briefing. It's going to be a whole big group of people. So you're going to be the last one to talk because you're the most junior, but you need to know some of the ground rules. He said, we do not meet with the Israelis in the building. We used to, but every time they'd come, they'd bring us gifts. And the gifts are always packed with listening devices and batteries.
Is that true?
Yes, 100% true.
Would you guys find him? How do you even know that that's true?
Because you have to x-ray everything that comes into the building. You can't just wantonly walk in off the street with, boxes of gifts and say, here, this is for you.
And what'd they do, to sew a couple Palestinian ears from the rubble?
And they're like, oh, we're just joking.
Oh, it's like joking stuff.
Yeah, it's not joking.
Right. So that happened during your time. Was that with other countries too? So I'm sure there's other countries that like.
I love all spooky shit.
Oh yeah, that's right. You bought all this. You bought the spooky. You invested in Ed and Lorraine's.
Yeah, their home museum.
Wow.
Yeah, dude.
That's right, dude. That's where you live. You live in
Rhode Island.
In Rhode Island.
Yeah. But their house is in Connecticut, so it's down the street, hour and a half drive, something like that. It's fucking awesome, man.
How did that come to pass, man? I know some of this might be old news.
No. It's not a lot of people know that I'm even into this stuff. My friend and my business partner, Eldon Castay, he and I started doing he had been doing ghost hunting on YouTube for, probably close to 8 years now. And then I kind of came aboard about 5 years ago, something like that. We've been around the world to some of the most haunted places. It's so fucking
You
cool.
have?
Yeah.
We had Sam and Colby on here talking about that before.
Oh, those guys are awesome. Yeah, those guys are fucking sick.
Dude, one time I went to dinner with Rogan. I go meet him. Sam and Colby are they
He's with Joe?
Yeah.
Shut up.
Oh, yes, I was.
Dang, John, about
Because
to pop off,
I was
bruh.
convinced he was going to kill me.
That big guy. That's crazy, bro. Dang, dude. I think everybody wants to shoot somebody. But they don't let you.
I worked with a guy, great friend, go to the same church, we're in the same men's group.
They don't let you.
And he's a psychiatrist. Sorry, you made me laugh. He's a psychiatrist. And he said to me, I find it fascinating that you don't have PTSD. And I said, is that good or bad? And he said, from a psychiatric point of view? And I said, yeah. He goes, not good. I said, I wasn't afraid of those people, Steve. I was not afraid of them.
Yeah, it is interesting, man. The things that we hold, what's going on inside of us, you know, how it comes out, what gets figured out, you know.
You just never know. You never know what's going to bother you. You never know what's going to stick in your mind and bother you and fester for years. It happens.
Yeah. The stories, man. And about just making a story, you know. I'm just glad to know that you don't have every skill, dude, because when you because you were dude, you made things difficult on a lot of us, bro, when you were the good looking comedian, dude. And
First of all, were hurt a lot. that was the meanest part of the sentence.
I'm so sorry, bro.
Fuck.
Sorry. You changed a lot, bro, when you you just changed the whole role. It was because comedian was a safe place for kind of regular looking dudes who didn't have that thing, bro, who couldn't really go around, who couldn't just walk up to a woman and be like, ta-da.
That's not true. You literally have that. Everybody knows that.
No.
Yes.
Dude, that's, thank you.
No, man. Amongst the comedy community, you're a piece of ass, dude. Everybody knows this.
This is not true,
That's
dude.
absolutely true. You got to get out and ask more.
Well, I don't think so. But what I do know is there's only a few. No, you did it, bro. You were like, oh my God. And people, dude, I remember a lot of comedians, a lot of us we wouldn't even go out of our houses for months. Even.
after I came onto the scene?
Yeah.
After I started doing push-ups?
Oh, yeah. People were like, ah. We were making noises we'd never even made before.
Just primal urges.
Yeah. Yeah, we didn't even know what to do, dude.